You know, something just something very interesting just happened that doesn't relatively happen in at least the black community, from what I understand, and it's something that really is truly extraordinary, because oftentimes in the media, what they will try to do is try to state that black people as a whole don't truly help each other. They don't want to build. They don't want to work together to make their community better. And oftentimes, media will promote negative stereotypes about black people, like we're violent, or we kill each other, or pretty much everything negative about society. The person that's the face of it is somebody black. But we truly did have something positive that has happened, and something I'm starting to see more often nowadays, but something that on this tip and on this scale I haven't really seen before. Well, there was a billionaire by the name of Robert F. Smith who went to Morehouse College, and after doing his speech there, he decided that he was going to pay off the tuition of all the students that were graduating in that class. So it was over 400 students. And he said he was going to pay off all their student loan debt. And that totaled off to be about $40 million, which was not only an amazing thing, but it was incredibly generous and kind of him to do that, because even though he is a billionaire, he's not entitled to do anything for anybody. But the fact that he decided that he wanted to do that because he wanted to make sure that the community, make sure that the community is going to thrive, and that people that look like him is going to thrive, really shows what type of mindset this man has, what type of mindset that I wish a lot more people in our community had, especially the wealthier celebrities. The ones that do have money but often spend it on foolish things that don't really build anything, and by the time that they're old, they're usually old and broke, and they don't have any more money that they had when they were in their prime. And Robert L. Smith, he is very atypical for our community, because he built wealth in a way that wasn't typical, because he's not an entertainer. He didn't come from an entertainer background. He's not a rapper. He's not an athlete. Not a singer. He's a businessman. He owns his own company. He co-founded Vista Equity Partners and turned it into a multi-billion-dollar business. He became the richest black man in America, and the richest black person in America, with a net worth of over $5 billion. He's even richer than Oprah Winfrey. And honestly, how many other black people can say that they did what he did? No other black person has done it on that scale. And what's even more fascinating about this is that, we have even people in our community that preach that we don't want to help each other. And the fact that he did that, I would think, that does deserve some praise from the naysayers that say that we won't build with each other. The people outside of our community and the people inside. So, I did see a lot of people do that. And, I was like, okay, that's fine. I did see some, conflicting views and some contrarians, but, it's to be expected. But what I didn't expect is that a lot of people were bringing up the fact that he married a white woman who was as Playboy model. Well, I did kind of expect that was that was going to happen, because I knew just how we are in this society, and how a black man, particularly, his choices are always constantly being evaluated, especially by black women. And his choice of mate is something that needs to be constantly psychoanalyzed. And if he does choose a white woman, it's because of whatever thoughts that they think that he has. It's the reason why he does what he does. You can't possibly just want to be attracted to somebody and not really have all the bullshit that society pushes onto us and all these thoughts, and just, marry somebody for who they are. I do understand that there is a huge age gap between them, and honestly, I don't really see how much they would have in common, given just how different their backgrounds are. But who knows? I can't judge people. Even people that you wouldn't think would go together, they might find something in common, and that would build up into another relationship. But anyways, I saw a lot of women online attacking Robert M. Smith for his choice mates, and attacking black men in general for the fact that the claim that black men as a whole don't really choose black women when they get that type of wealth, and they're always going for lighter skin or white women. When I had to say that's not that's not even the case. You see a lot of wealthy men, and here's the problem. What I think is the matter with that is that the fact that the title that comes with being in a relationship with this woman, they want the marriage, they want the guarantee of entitlement to the wealth of these wealthier people. They don't care about the average Joe. They care about the wealthier individuals in our society, the ones that have the high net worth, the $30 million, the $50 million, the billions, and it doesn't matter if you're just an average Joe with a good income. That's the type of men that they seek. Like, okay, fine, but a lot of times these men do go for a lot of black women in this community, like Sierra. Sierra had a lot of success in her life and in her music career. She could have chose any type of dude that she wanted, and yet the type of dude that she chose was Future, a rapper. And we know that rappers and athletes have a horrible representation for being unfaithful lovers slash husbands to their spouses. So it shocked me that she would think that Future would be the type of dude that she would get with and expect him to be a faithful dude, and she could have got any other dude that she wanted, but yet she chose the dude who already has all types of kids and has several issues with being loyal to those other women. So she expected something completely different with him, and of course the relationship went sour and they broke up, and she managed to get with Russell Wilson. And I don't think that a lot of black men, like I said, are mad that she got to be with another black man after the situation. But the fact is that she had the opportunity before she had a child with Future to get with a man that was better than Future. But it didn't matter until the fact that he impregnated her and then dogged her out, that she decided all of a sudden that she needs to level up with Russell Wilson. And honestly, I don't think that a lot of men would want to swoop in and take care of another man's child, and that's where a lot of the opinions come from. We don't want to be the man that has to take care of the child once the child comes out, after these relationships go, after these people that in these relationships go and part ways, and then we're expected to raise another man's kid. So that's where the whole situation with Sierra comes from. And a lot of these women outside of Sierra, a lot of them are black, and they manage to get with these wealthier people, these rappers, these athletes, and these entertainers, and they get impregnated by them, and they're able to live a relatively successful life because of the fact that they get to put a lot of these men on child support after they break up with them. And you can't say that. You see a lot of these rappers. They choose a lot of black women to procreate with, even though they're not marrying them. Yeah, but they are having kids with them, and they still get to live a high class life. With the amount of child support statements that they get. So it's really the same thing. I don't really understand the whole and then they say that black men don't choose black women. When you think about it, the richest black guy a few years ago was the dude that created BET, Robert Johnson, and he married a black woman. They had built a fortune together, and they got a divorce, and she took half of his money. He was one of the richest guys in the world, and he still managed to get married to a black woman. So I think that kind of breaks the theory that a lot of these wealthier men, they get with lighter skinned women when they get their money. And you see a lot of people, Denzel Washington, his wife, Idris Elba, he just recently married a black woman. Ice Cube, you name it. I'm sure you can find a Will Smith. A lot of these dudes, they married black women, and they have hundreds of millions of dollars money. I bet you can find a lot of black athletes that are married to black women. So look at LeBron James with his wife. LeBron James is one of the richest players in the NBA, and he's married to a black woman. So a lot of these women do get the opportunity to marry black men. So I don't understand why a lot of women are complaining about Robert Smith. They're the ones preaching about the fact that black men don't get together to build, and yet this black man is doing that thing to help build for black men. They want us to get together and build a society for them. And once a man like him gets together with these people to help black men to build, then they're complaining about the fact that he's not married to a black woman, even though he's helping black men as a whole. I'm sure that the fact that a lot of these men don't have to deal with debt, they can focus on building their careers and helping out the community. And there is a double standard there, because a lot of black women defended Serena Williams when she married that white dude from Reddit, and said that black man didn't do enough for her, even though they don't really know her and they don't know anything about her. They probably never met this woman and know anything about her life, but yet they make so many assumptions about what's going on with her. And they said that black men dogged her out, but they never mentioned the fact that a lot of the hate that Serena Williams was getting was from white males, and all the negativity, attributing her to a man, and mocking her appearance was from white males, and including the site that the dude founded that she's married to. They still do it to this day. They still mock her for her appearance, and he has not really done anything to rectify that. I think a lot of these women just need to be tuned out, because honestly, a lot of them share a lot of toxic opinions, and honestly, I don't see who would ever want to get in a relationship with women who shares these views. Now, I can understand, maybe if you wanted to get a higher quality type of man, but to actually seek a man just because he's wealthy, when there's a lot of good men in this community that make good money. And the fact is, like I said, rich men are the top 1%. Of course, they're going to be very picky in terms of the women that they choose. And even in our community, the top 1%, they typically date black women anyways and procreate with them. They're just not marrying them because, there's a lot of reasons, and it's not just because they're black. And a lot of these women that are sharing these toxic opinions say that they're poor black women only. So I'm like saying, well, why should we care about you if you only care about your own self-preservation? He did a thing for black men, and I'm sure a lot of these black men will go on to do better things with the fact that another black man helped them out. So at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Oh, and also to put that out there, apparently he was married to a black woman for about 22 years of his life before he married this woman. So yeah, I'm sure when he was founding his company, he was still in a relationship with this woman. And sometimes the relationships don't work out. That's just reality. We don't live in a fairy tale world where everything goes well and people stay together. Divorce rates in this country are high for a reason.